Namaste, everyone, and happy Wednesday. So, this morning I got up and I just had the thought in my head, how do we get out of where we're at as a country, as a world, as the universe? It just seems like everything is chaotic. But again, everything does need to get chaotic to have things fall back into place, right? Like you take a globe and you shake it, and then everything just needs to fall back in place. And if you look back in your own life, you can see and remember times when your life just got completely shaken up. You thought you were going one way, and then all of a sudden, and then the new way is a better way. And you're like, oh, thank God that happened, because if that hadn't happened, then I wouldn't be here. So we need to remember that when looking at what's going on in the world. And I just want to say that 22 years ago, this is actually my anniversary month, 22 years ago, I was meditating and felt like I had a calling. And that calling was to not only everything that I touch, leave it in a better place. And that includes every human being that comes to my space, to my private practice, every friendship, every job, heal things. I needed to heal everything that I was feeling. And that took a while. And it was painful at times. But I know now that I'm in a better place. I've let go of some things that were toxic in my life. And I feel like I'm making better connections. I definitely see who people are really quickly and decide if I want them in my life or not. So with healing comes this wisdom and this inner knowing about things, and you start to really relax, and anxiety kind of goes away because you're getting to this place of balance. And 22 years ago, I named my business Balance. And I really didn't understand what that meant, but I knew that that's where I wanted to get. And it took a while, and I feel like I'm there in a place of balance because I can watch the left and I can watch the right with no judgment. And I actually kind of think, well, there's probably some truth in both sides. Or I just think, wow, this is just all nuts. I want to just stay here in my little bubble. And I just feel like my life is thriving. But what I hear outside on these other two sides is that life is crazy and things are falling apart, and that's probably true in reality, but it's not in my reality. And when things start to fall apart, I let them go. I just let go of a very good job that I loved. But it wasn't suiting my mental health. And that's what's important. And so I needed to find something else, and I manifested it. I manifested it through meditation, through visualizing, through connecting my brain and my heart together to not judge what was happening in front of me and to just work through it as best I could. And if you can't, then you walk away, and you walk away with love, and you walk away and you find something better, and you wish the other party well. And that seems to be working for me. And it just unburdens me, unburdens them. I mean, it's just the place to be is balance. So I have my trusty C# tuning fork. C# is what helped me really let go of depression, of the trauma that I had, and just the anger that I was feeling. So I started listening to the tone of C#, and you can just look up on YouTube, tone C#, and it's a tone. And I just started listening to it around the house when I was doing things. And then I started thinking, well, what if I listen to it when I sleep? So I started listening to it as I slept. And then, of course, the algorithm starts sending you more things on YouTube, right? More things on Pandora, whatever you're listening to, you start getting more and more of these sound healing vibes. And I started really researching it. And I bought C-sharp tuning fork and I started using it on myself. I started using it on clients. I don't know if you guys can hear it because the tone is, I'm sure you're feeling it because the vibrations are timeless and they travel. So let me know in the comments if you're hearing this. But when I use this on clients, I'm also getting it. So, I mean, that's amazing when you're doing something as a healer and then you're getting healed at the same time. It helps with not getting burned out. So if you're a practitioner, I strongly, strongly recommend getting into sound healing in some way and adding that into your practice. When I started using this tuning fork, somebody that I was working with said, that's the future. And I'm like, what? And she's like, no, that's future medicine is sound waves. And I was like, huh, my brain couldn't wrap around that thought, but my intuition was telling me to move with it, to get into it. And so I did. And I started researching and looking at it, playing sound waves, doing tuning forks on myself when I didn't feel well, and noticed a difference. And I completely think that I don't have depression. I get down, but I go straight to sound healing, meditation, my practice, because I've done it for so long and I know that it works. There's no side effects, right? The only side effect is that you feel better. So anyways, I just wanted to come on and say, the way we're going to get out of what's going on is to go within and heal. Go within and change our own vibration because that is all we can control. And start to look at your brain and your heart as co-pilots in the way that your life is going to manifest, and just start to tune those both in together. Okay. Look up Dr. Joe Dispenza. He talks about this. Heart Math in Boulder Creek, where I live, near where I live. They talk about the coherence of the brain and the heart together and how when you can link those two. Okay. So what I'm talking about is you see something on the news and you're just like, oh, and you get like this and your brain is telling you to hate it, to combat it, to go battle with what you just heard. And that's not coherent to the heart because the heart just says, send love. So those two are not in balance with each other. And that's how you start to know, start listening to yourself, start looking within. And that's why a lot of people don't like to do that. They like to point fingers, point fingers, point fingers. When you're pointing fingers, 4 fingers are pointing back at you. Remember that. You have to go within. You have to look at your own self. And I know it's hard because I've been there. I know it's hard. And I know you want to hold on to that little victim that says, I was damaged as a child. It wasn't fair how this person treated me. And you know what? It wasn't fair. And it was horrible what happened to you. Whatever it was. But you have to say, well, I'm an adult now, and this is not happening to me now. And maybe I should just let go of that. And then that part of you that's holding on to whatever that trauma was has space to grow something new and beautiful. And that is what my meditation, letting go and bringing in joy, is about. And you can go to spasantangelo.com or feltonspa.com and you can download that free meditation to help yourself let go and bring in joy. And all it is a visualization that you're creating. You're attaching this visualization to yourself. And then I have you in a relaxed state. And then I have you breathe. And then I have you cut the cord and see that attachment leaving. And then we create a beautiful attachment. And we put all the wonderful things that we would like to bring into our lives. into that space. And then we breathe, we do some breath work, and then we drop it into the body and we fill the body with joy. And just as I said that, I saw flowers just filling my body with joy. And if you do that every day, it will take time. You will need to keep up with it. I'm not going to lie. You're not going to do it the first time and all of a sudden you feel amazing, especially if you have a lot of trauma, especially if you have a lot of anger, especially if you just think life is not fair. There's a lot of deep, deep feelings and narratives that you have created in the brain, pathways. I mean, this is scientific that we're creating these pathways, and we need to dissolve those pathways and create new pathways that are positive. To take away something negative and put something negative back, you're just running on the hamster wheel, right? So my meditations are designed and they're channeled from spirit, I believe, or whoever, whatever guided angel is helping me do this work. I get up early in the morning and I listen and I write things down and I create, and I feel like that's what I'm trying to put out in the world. I'm a spiritual gangster, just like my shirt. So please follow me, thegroovygoddess.com on different social medias, Center for Balance on YouTube. And all I'm trying to do is help you find balance so that you can get through this craziness and find a place where you can manifest no matter who is president. All right. Have a great day, you guys. Namaste.